Mira, aquí está la puta Mónica. Ella cree que me daña, pero yo siempre quise una novia loca. ¿Te gustaría leerlo? Pues claro. ¿El poema especial, Que sí. Me ha gustado mucho, la verdad. Spinning music. Marshmallow. Daydream. Playground. Contamination. Monterrey. Extreme. Pink. Heartbeat. Pure. Vainilla. Sticky. Puff. Time. Fantasy. Sweet. Flower. Beauty. Hi again, Draco. Monica. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. ¿Qué ha pasado? Thanks for keeping your promise, Draco. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive heart first into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserved any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Esta tía no me deja ni leer. Mónica, ¿quieres follar? Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga, que sí, Natsuki. Swiftly, defeat Natsuki plops back into her seat. I'm sorry, Draco. We'll make sure to put comfort first. Yuri shots Natsuki with disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read? Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you say, I'm in this club now, so it only feels right for me to do something like that, if you ask. Wait, I didn't mean like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I say anything, I guess. No, it's not that, Judy. I want to try to be part of this club. So even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you want me to. Are you sure? I just feel like that I should help you get started on something you might like. Judy reaches into her pack and pulls off a book. It's a short read, so I should keep up your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we call, discuss if you wanted. This is how is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I like despite not reading much. Judy, thank you. I definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone is let in, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Judy's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. Ugh! I hear Natsuki utter an exasperated sigh for from within the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something. I approach her in case she needs a hand. You looking for something in here? In there? FKN Monicammmmm. Bueno, she never put my stuff back in the right spot. What's the point in keeping your collection organized if someone else is just gonna mess it up? Natsuki slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf. Manga. You read manga, right? Sometimes. Manga is one of those things where you can admit you're really into it until you figure out where the other person stands. How do you know anyway? I hear you bring it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of garden in your face. What's that supposed to mean? Curious, I pull it out of the stack. There it is. Natsuki snatches it out of my hand. She then turns to a box of manga and slips the volume right into the middle of the rest. Much better. Seeing a box set with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world. I know that feel. I get a closer look at the box set she's admiring. Firefight Girls? It's a series I've never heard of my life. That probably means it's either way out of my demographic or it's simply terrible. If you can judge, you can give points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything. It was the tone of your voice. But I'll tell you one thing, Draku. Consider this lesson. Don't judge a book. Vale. In fact, Natsuki pulls out the first volume of Firefight Girls from the box. I'm gonna show you exactly why. She shoves the book right into my hands. I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colorful, tear-striking animated feminine poses. Natsuki grabs my arm and pulls me out of the closet. She then takes a seat against the wall. Beneath the window slice, she pats on the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? I take my seat. Chairs wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that. Why is that? Neta? I guess it's easier to be closer together like this. Don't just say that. You make me feel weird about it. Natsuki crosses her arms and scotches an inch away from me. Sorry. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close to her either. Not that I can say it's particularly bad thing. I open the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space while she hopes I won't notice. I can feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am. Wow, how long has it been since I read the beginning? You don't go back and flip through the older volumes every now and then? Not really. Maybe sometimes after I've already finished the series. Hey, are you paying attention? I am, but nothing's really happened yet, so I can talk at the same time. It looks like it's about a bunch of friends in high school. Typical slice of life affair. Are you sure this isn't boring for you? It's not. Well, I'm fine with that, if you say so. Jeez. Like I could ever get my friends to read this. They just think manga is for kids. I can't even bring it up without them being alike. You still haven't grown out that yet. Makes me want to put them in the face. Ugh, I know those kind of people. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends who are also into it. I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitated toward the other losers over time, but it's probably harder for someone like you. Hmm, yeah, that's pretty accurate. Wait, which part?
I mean, I feel like I can't.
I even can keep it in my own room. My dad will beat the shit out would beat the shit out of me if he found this. Vale.
At least it's safe here in the club room.
Said Monica kind of a jerk about it. Ugh, I just can't win, can I? Well, it paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am, reading it. Well, it's not like that solved any of my problems. Maybe. But at least you're enjoying yourself, right?
So, aha, jeez, that's enough. Are you gonna keep reading or what? Yeah. I flipped the page.
Time passes. Natsuki is strangely quiet now. I glance over at her. It looks like she's start to fall asleep. Hey Natsuki. Yeah. Suddenly Natsuki collapses straight into me. Hey. Oh jeez. Natsuki, are you okay? Monica reaches into her bag and pulls out some kind of protein bar. She throws it in Natsuki's direction. Natsuki's eyes suddenly light up again. She snatches the bar from the floor and immediately tears of the grabber. I told you not to give. She doesn't even finish her sentence before stuffing into her mouth. Don't worry, Draco, she's fine. It just happens every now and then. That's why I always keep a snack in my bag for her. Anyway, why don't we all share poems now? Yesterday, she seemed eager to read my poem, and I want her to know I'm putting in effort. Hi, Draco. Having a good time so far? Yeah, good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, yo tengo aquí 3 años. If you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I keep it that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Draco. We're all a little embarrassed today, but it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's truth. I hand Monica my poem. I like it, Draco. Really? It's a lot cuter than I expected. Oh, jeez. No. It kind of made me think of something Natsuki will write. And she's a good writer too. So take that as a compliment. If you say so. Yep. If you're interested in Natsuki, then always keep a snack on you. She clings to you like a puppy. Natsuki's dad doesn't give her lunch money or leave her any food in the house, so she's in a fuzzy mood pretty often. No manches, que no le dan comida. But sometimes she just loses all of her stretch and shuts down, like earlier. Ah, qué mal pedo. This is just a guess, but I think she's so small because her malnutrition is interfering with her adolescent growth. Bueno, no me cuentes aquí tu vida tampoco, ¿eh? But but hey, some guys are into petite girls too, you know? Sorry, I'm just trying to look at the bright side. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims not to be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. But my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in the room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems in flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. Here's night there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. So what do you think? It's pretty freedom. That's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has getting pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, I can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixed on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. A minute passes more than enough time for her to finish reading. Oh,
Sorry.
I forgot to start speaking. It's fine. I don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? Just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it. So it's that bad? No. Did I just raise my voice? I'm sorry. Judy buries her face in her hands. It might take Judy a while to get used to new people. It's fine, it's fine, I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Right, it's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical on a new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned how to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter and they form fit the two together. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and boil them. but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit basic though. Basic? How? Well, never mind. I should I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Estoy harto de Yuri, literal. Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Gosh, under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate breath the amber glow. Bathing, I must be this one, the last remaining skylight to love withstood the test of time, the last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green blue of the future. I bathe climbs breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers, I flicker back.
I'm sorry I have such a terrible handwriting,
What? I wasn't thinking that at all.
but it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often.
I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Eh, that's a relief. Also, I like your poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I want to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into cars, Judy? Ooh, actually, the story isn't about a cars at all, Draco. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. In this case, perhaps the subject in the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more of solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up of these things too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm coming counting on you. Okay, well, let's start with the things I don't like. First of all, Natsuki reads my poem.
Never mind, I don't feel like giving you my opinion.
Eh? Then what's the point of sharing in the first place? I wrote this when I could have been doing other things. Um, in fact, remember how I said I want to read your poems? That's what I had in mind when writing this. I want to help you feel comfortable enough to share yours. Like Monica said. Ooh, well, I would be more comfortable sharing my poem if yours was really bad. You were supposed to show me some dumb poem and make me go, ha, well, it's not that great, but let me show you what real literature looks like. And you went and ruined it? I hope you're happy. So, in other words, you're saying you like it?
Natsuki retorts get caught in her throat.
Ooh, you're so... You don't understand anything, do you? I already told you that you don't have to go announcing it to the world like you're all self-important. Pretty sure you never actually say that.
I say that mostly to myself.
Natsuki must really hate me or something. I can figure out if it's a win or a loss that she liked my poem. In any case, you still need to show me yours, right?
Fine, I guess. Only because Monica will make me if I don't.
Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, chickens can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Vaya mierda de poema. Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it.
What? Just be honest.
I am. Why are you so convincing that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make you message and less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in the poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening, so I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme in the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line, so you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest on here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but se fue la luz y se perdió todo. Minijuego de Spider-Man.